Good evening, Mama. Tonight we're going to be doing a 15-minute wind down or bedtime yoga routine, which is amazing to do to just a little bit before you go to bed. After you've already come upstairs, washed your face, put on your creams, put baby down, and you're just really ready to sort of nurture and release the day and prepare yourself for a wonderful, amazing night's sleep. So make sure you've done all of those things before doing this practice, because after this practice, you'll just want to crawl and curl into bed. And actually, if you want, you can do this practice in bed as well. And with that, we'll begin. So we'll begin just by bringing the base of the feet together, letting the sit bones ground down and just letting the knees gently soften out to the sides. Maybe we want to bring the hands behind the back. You can close the eyes. And just gently letting the hips open, softening. Maybe you begin to walk the hands closer. Maybe the hands can reach forward and grab onto the feet. Maybe the pelvis gently tilts forward as the heart moves forward. So we don't want to be rounding through the spine. So if the pelvis can't tilt forward to move forward, just stay here. Or just stay here. And close the eyes and breathe into the hips. Breathe down into the groin. Really sort of grounding yourself. Maybe now allow the chin to tuck to the chest. Just really focusing on these nice long breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling out of the nose. Slowing down. Letting go of the day. Next, inhale, lifting up slowly, bringing the knees up, extend the legs out long. Rearranging, maybe removing some flesh out from below the sit bones, give the legs a nice little shake. We're going to come into a forward fold. So inhale, reaching the arms out and up, extending towards the sky. Exhaling, beginning with the hips, hinging from the hips, and then just let the hands come down. And let the head drop. So really just releasing and relaxing here. Letting gravity work with you, pulling the body down towards the ground. Using the breath to soften through the backs of the legs, wherever you're feeling any tightness and tenderness. So we don't really want to be, if you feel yourself rounding or hunching, maybe we're just here, and let the head gently rest. Otherwise, if we're hinging a little bit at the hips, just giving in to this pose. Letting yourself be cleared of the day. Just following your inhales and exhales. Releasing, relaxing, letting go. One more breath here. Inhale, slowly rolling the body up, bending the knees up towards the ceiling, and rolling ourselves back down. Crossing the right ankle over the left thigh, letting the right knee fall out. Bending the knees and legs up towards the chest. Maybe we interlace the hands behind the left thigh. Maybe we can grab around the shin. Trying to keep the shoulders on the mat, letting the back of the head just really melt into the mat. Breathing and moving the breath into the outer right hip. Seeing the breath swirl around. Exhaling, releasing the tension and tightness with the exhales. Taking a few nice long breaths like this. Inhales moving into the hip, swirling around with fresh oxygen, awareness, and exhaling, seeing the tension leave the body, relaxing just a little bit more. Taking one more breath here. Exhale, gently release that left foot down, letting the arms come out to the sides, palms facing up. Cross that right leg over the left and let the knees fall down to the left. Maybe the gaze coming out to the right, if it feels good in the neck. Otherwise, just keeping the back of the head connected and gaze towards the ceiling. Just letting gravity pull you down, feeling very grounded. Noticing the body begin to relax just a bit more. Next, inhale, bringing the gaze back towards the ceiling, lifting the knees back up, uncross the right leg. Bringing that left ankle over the right thigh. Let the left knee fall out. And then bending the legs up, interlacing the hands maybe behind the thigh, opposite thumb on top. So interlacing so it feels, it should feel strange with the opposite thumb on top. And trying to keep the shoulders relaxed down away from the ears, connecting with the mat if possible. Releasing the spine, feeling the whole length of the spine now connecting with the mat. Moving the breath into the outer left thigh, outer left hip. Seeing the inhales swirl around. The exhales releasing any tightness and tenderness from the day. Taking one more breath here. And after the next exhale, gently releasing the right foot down, letting the arms out to a T, palms facing up, cross that left leg over, and let the knees fall down over to the right. Maybe the gaze coming out over the left fingertips. If that's too much for the neck and the twist, bring the gaze back towards the ceiling. Listening to your body, finding what's right for you in this moment. Okay, next inhale, coming back to center. Gaze upwards, bring in the knees. Back towards the ceiling, uncrossing the legs. Excellent. From here, we're going to do legs up the wall. If you don't have a wall, you can always do this using a bolster or some pillows, where you can give yourself that added little height, and that just makes it that much easier to keep the legs extended. So this is one option. If you're nowhere near a wall, just stack up those pillows under the hips. Otherwise, if you're at the wall or at the bed and you have a headboard or a wall nearby, we're going to move there. If you have the wall nearby, or if you're on the bed, you can do this at the headboard. Bringing the right or the left hip towards the wall. Let the legs come up and shimmy your hips as close as you can. And then let the feet be hip width apart. Let the toes fall back so it's as if we're standing on the ceiling. Letting the arms fall out to the sides, palms facing up. You can even bring the arms as well into cactus if you want a little bit more through the shoulder and chest base. So just playing around with what feels good for the arms. And letting the heels be aligned, so coming down right over the hips, feeling the hips realign, feeling the hip joint fall into the socket within the pelvis. Closing the eyes here. We're going to take 10 deep belly breaths. So inhale, moving the breath deep down into the belly. Feeling the belly expand. Exhale, belly softens and falls. Inhale, moving the breath down into the belly, feeling the expansion front to back, side to side. And exhaling, releasing, softening, relaxing. Taking the next 8 breaths, following your pace, following your flow. after the next exhale. Bending the knees in, letting the feet come onto the wall. Releasing a bit through the shoulders. You can press the feet to scoot the hips back. Letting the legs fall down to the left side. Just rolling over onto the side, letting the head rest on the left bicep. If you're laying in bed, now's the time. You can just sort of stretch yourself out. Otherwise, slowly pressing into that right hand. Pressing yourself up to a seated position just for a moment. Letting that gaze be inwards, eyes shut, noticing how you feel. And taking a moment, just feeling gratitude for one thing that happened today. Really feeling this gratitude, feeling this thankfulness, appreciation within your heart right before going to bed. Taking a nice long inhale in through the nose. Loud audible exhale out through the mouth. Slowly opening your eyes. And heading to your bed now, if you're not already in it, for a wonderful night's rest. Namaste.